Welcome to the Famous Jawas series. In the previous 2 seasons of Famous Jawas, we have featured many interesting Jawas, telling you their backstories and giving you a look into their lives. In this special Where Are They Now episode of Famous Jawas, we will go and check back with some of these Jawas. This episode was sponsored by the S.C.R.A.P Corporation.
S.C.R.A.P, anytime, anywhere, we're there. Except on Tatooine, as we are leaving that shithole. We are looking for patsies. Interested parties willing to buy all our assets on Tatooine. If you are looking to acquire some second-hand assets on Tatooine, do not hesitate to contact your local S.C.R.A.P office now.
Hello there, I am the CEO of the S.C.R.A.P conglomerate.
Oh, hello there.
The Jawas created a secret organization called S.C.R.A.P with the purpose of defending Jawas all over the galaxy. With the growing threat of the Ugnaughts and other enemies of the Jawas these past few years, there has never been a bigger need for such protection. As a result, S.C.R.A.P has grown tremendously over the years, and they have been busy recruiting many Jawas and Jarmans as agents of S.C.R.A.P. Several of the Jawas we featured ended up working for the secret Jawa organization. Last year, a special team called the Scavengers attempted to prevent the evil Ugnaught Emperor from escaping prison, and this was just one of many dangerous missions the Jawas working for S.C.R.A.P completed. Grandfather Jawa, who we featured in Season 2, is still the director of S.C.R.A.P. Not only did he lead the Scavengers team last year, but he also managed to finally capture his nemesis, the Jawa gangster Al-Jawan.
Finally capturing Al-Jawa and bringing him to justice for all the crimes he committed has been the highlight of my very long career. I have considered retiring. It would be nice to be able to spend more time with my grandchildren and great-grandchildren, but I would have to find a worthy successor to take my place, someone who could defend the Jawas. My greatest fear right now is that we haven't heard the last yet from the Ugnaught Emperor, so currently my biggest priority is to strengthen our defenses for when he reappears.
The very first Jawa we ever featured was Bliss. Not much has changed for Bliss. He is still an agent of S.C.R.A.P, going on many top secret and very dangerous missions, and then bragging about his adventures at various cantinas across the galaxy. The tabloid website JMZ reported late last year that Bliss is currently in a romantic relationship with the famous Twi'lek opera singer Shin-Palakwi. We tried to get Bliss to come in for an interview, but he seems to be away on a holiday trip to the beaches of Rishi with his girlfriend. Another Jawa who works for S.C.R.A.P is the former smuggler known as Collector Kessit. Kessit was featured in Season 2, where I personally joined him on one of his smuggling runs. He ended up getting arrested by the Galactic Cops, but he mysteriously had all his charges against him dropped. He then got recruited to be a pilot in service of S.C.R.A.P.
I confess that I used my influence to have the charges against Kessit dropped. Kessit is a good pilot. It would have been a waste to let him rot away in prison.
Kessit enjoys his new job a lot, and he is happy to leave his criminal past as a smuggler behind him, although he can still sometimes be found in the outlaw's den, peddling items from his collection. Not all Jawas have great success. In Season 2 we featured the Jawa Jarili Tomb, a Jawa with a lot of imagination. Once a mean bully, he changed his ways and decided he wanted to protect Jawas from bullies.
Jerry Lee applied for a job at S.C.R.A.P many times, but we turned him down every time because he is an idiot. Eventually, he decided to create his own organization.
Rejected by S.C.R.A.P, he decided to form his own organization to help Jawas in need, and so he formed Jawas United Against Hate, together with his friend Brass and his uncle Milok.
There are many Jawa haters who want to harm Jawas. We recommend that Jawas like Jerry Lee let S.C.R.A.P deal with these bullies. We are professionals.
Sadly, things didn't turn out the way he had hoped. His petition to remove the anti-Jawa heroic and achievements failed to reach enough signatures, and his Go Scrap Me campaign also failed to reach its 50,000 scrap goal. With not enough funding, he had no choice to fire his 2 employees, Brass and Milok. Brass ended up doing some jobs for S.C.R.A.P instead, and Uncle Milok, he spends his time talking a lot. Despite these setbacks, Jerry Lee continues to help Jawas in need. Jerry Lee has since started live streaming his attempts at helping Jawas.
Kiluwag suguan pi, napusan ni Gayas pa bandog ka tron. Go puta badalba, no matempesko vami. Kimina ni halanesa, nimba ni halakamanahana. Andi kwa hey, kuma. Krista krita, inawag ko. Godva, kinisi beliwinezin, wala zek handaleno.
In Season 1 we featured the Jawa scientist JawaFace. JawaFace has continued his Raccoon research these past few years, despite the Thorn organization trying to prevent him from accessing contaminated sites.
JawaFace is a brilliant scientist. I would love for him to join S.C.R.A.P on a more permanent basis, but his Raccoon research keeps him very busy.
Last year, during his time with the Scavengers team, JawaFace got outed as a Jawa Raccoon, also known as a Ragawa. JawaFace has since become a bit of a spokesperson for Raccoon plague-infected individuals in the galaxy, and he has become the face for the Raccoon Rights Foundation, who wish to showcase that raccoons can be productive members of society too, and not just mindless monsters. JawaFace, however, suffered another setback last year, when the evil Ignore Emperor used game hacks to shrink him to rattling size.
He has been desperately trying to find a way to return himself to normal Jawa size again.
What the fuck was that? By the maker. In the next episode we will catch up with some Jawa entrepreneurs and a couple infamous Jawas. Until next time.